Heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do you? Well, it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall and the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Maybe I've been here before, I've seen this room and I've walked this floor. I used to live alone before I knew you. I've seen your flag on the marble arch, and love is not a victory march. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. I did my best, it wasn't much. I couldn't feel, so I tried to touch. I told the truth, I didn't come to fool you. And even though it all went wrong, I'll stand before the Lord of Song with nothing on my tongue but hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. I'm not giving up, and neither should you.
9 billion names of pod.
From Atlanta,
A blue oasis in a blood-red state.
it's the 9 Billion Names of Pod with Dan Bauman and Michael Reed. I'm Dan Bauman.
I'm not moving anywhere.
So, let's talk about some stuff.
Can we shout about some stuff? Can we lament about some stuff? Can we gnash and tear things about some stuff? Sure. Why not?
The flaming shitbag of a week this has been.
Dear 2016, fuck you, you flaming pile of garbage.
What the hell?
You know what? I don't want to dial into the minutia of the politics of it all, but
I read my favorite meme of the week was, I'm not saying that David Bowie held the fabric of the universe together, but gestures to everything.
But, yeah. And of course, you know, now, right, the 1-2 punch, and we've lost Leonard Cohen.
Yeah.
Now, you know my standing rule, at least that I keep for myself, is once you cross 80, that's pretty decent. By all means, live as long as you can past that. But my degree of pain and anger and suffering over the loss of a great, like Leonard Cohen or David Bowie, is a little bit different if you've made it past 80.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know,
that's a good run.
Obviously, he was still obviously viral. He just released his last album. His final album was last month. Same thing as Bowie. It's just that Bowie went way too fucking soon.
Yes.
And Leonard went sooner than I'd like.
Yeah.
But
he was up to, how old was he?
83, I believe.
That's a good run. And especially, still putting an album out.
And being a lifelong smoker.
Yeah.
You know, there are some people who can smoke all their life and have no problems whatsoever because their body makeup, their what do you call it? Their chromosomes,
Genetics.
their DNA, their genetic makeup says, all right, we can handle this brutal assault of, basic death you're sucking in every day.
Yep.
And other people die from secondhand smoke because they can't even handle it that way.
Yeah.
So good on Leonard. He lasted a while. It's not like he kicked out an album, every 9 months like clockwork, like some people.
But
do.
he also wasn't riding Hallelujah for the last 40 years. He didn't have like one hit or whatever.
God, he didn't even have half a dozen. He had like about, I think, a good solid 12 classic songs.
Yeah.
Which is far. Let me count my class. See, I've written 0.
Yeah.
I've written 0 classic songs. I've written 0 songs.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
That's,
I've helped with a few. None are classics now.
Yeah, well,
I've arranged a bunch, but
I'm sorry, Dan, but the Purina Cat Chow commercial jingle does not count as a song.
yeah, if I wrote had
You'd
written
be
that,
rolling in the money.
rolling in the
Be like, residuals, thank you. It's bacon! And here's a check for $10,000. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that was a not happy thing that happened.
You know what? If people we love have to die in the next, 2 months, just do it now. Just put all the pain, all the agony into one massive blow so that we can see the light on the other side.
We've got
If you have to die. We don't want you to die, but if you have to, while we're reeling...
What do we have, 7 weeks left?
From the Cheeto Golem, the only bright side... the only bright side to I'm going to just call him Fuckstick Magoo, taking the presidency, is all the Biden and Obama memes.
Those are
floating
killing me. Those are killing me. They're so goddamn funny.
Hey, Barack. Yeah, Joe. I left a Canyon passport in the desk drawer in a prayer rug in the Oval Office. Like, Joe.
Joe.
And I like it in every single one of the memes. It's the black guy that is cool-headed.
Yeah.
It's like, no, we're not doing that. And it's the white guy wilding out going like, no, we're going to fuck with this guy every chance, And Obama even came out there and said, hey, I didn't really agree with pretty much anything that Bush believed in. But he was a good guy and made the transition. Yeah. He could have made it really brutal. Yeah. Remember what Clinton did? Took off all the W's on all the keyboards and other little shit.
Yeah.
Now, part of me goes, ha, ha, ha. The other part of me goes, that's some childish bullshit.
Yeah, I
don't do that.
I see what they're doing.
But... I mean, fuck with them if it'll actually make a difference. But if it's just to satisfy your own, petty whatever, then just stop. Be an adult. And it sounds like that's what Barack is going to do.
And that's his
jam.
That's his legacy.
And even when remember Key and Peele had Luther, the anger translator.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want President Obama to be like that, but maybe once.
Well, did you
just
see
to go into a press conference and goes, motherfucker,
Did you see the White House Correspondents' Dinner?
He brought Luther out.
But he did that. He started screaming, and Luther was like, "Sir, you got to dial it back."
Yeah. It's like, whoa, back off there, come on. Yeah, it's just, and you know what? I just have to look at the bright side of this elect. Well, okay, let me
good luck with that.
Let me rephrase. I want to look at the mitigated hellscape we're about to enter. We still have a constitution.
Yeah.
And as much as there's been bitching and moaning by the Republicans that Obama, he flaunts the Constitution every chance he gets, 100 times a day. No, because the Constitution would shut him down on it. Now, there were 2 or 3 things where the courts agreed that he overstepped and he was held back on it. Yeah. But 98% of it was totally fine. It wasn't even brought before the courts, or if it was upheld. Same thing that's going to happen with, with
Emperor Palpatine.
Fuckstick Magoo. The Golem, the Cheeto Golem. I'm going to come up with a lot of different names. It's just whatever comes to mind. So we still got the courts, and unfortunately the Republican Congress, the Senate, has been holding up, in the high 60, 70 judicial appointments, not allowing them to be confirmed by Obama. And now the judiciary is going to be stacked with conservative shitbags that are going to start kicking these right-wing policies like, oh yeah, that's totally constitutional. And we have to take it all the way up to the Supreme Court, where I tell you, I would give my life up just to see to the needs, the health, the well-being of Stephen Breyer, Anthony Kennedy, and Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yeah.
I mean, she's 83. Oh my God, I feel bad for her. You should be able to retire and enjoy. I mean, it's not like being on the Supreme Court is, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day.
No, but it's high-level shit.
It's high-level shit, and she's had some serious health scares. Oh, the best we can hope for is that they all hold out and don't want to retire, or even worse, expire during, the Cheeto Gollum presidency. Because my prediction, and I'll put it here, I don't think he's going to finish the 4 years.
Oh, I don't think so at all.
And if he does, it'll be because Dick Cheney Part 2 Electric Boogaloo, Mike Pence, is running the show.
That's the actual scary
That's
thing.
the scary thing, because whereas, Trump, abortion's bad. Yeah, it's bad. No, it's not that bad. Okay, it's not, he can go, he's had every position.
Well, he was just talking. He doesn't know. He doesn't understand or believe any of it. He's
got diarrhea
talking.
of the mouth.
Yeah.
He likes to hear himself talk and have people go, yay.
Right.
There's talk that, he's not going to live in the White House full time. He wants to stay in Trump Tower down in his little concentration camp in Florida and all this other shit.
He wants to golf.
He wants to golf, and he wants to keep having rallies because he feeds off that adulation, It's better than Viagra.
That is the only consolation I've been able to take this week, is how absolutely miserable he looks.
Oh, yeah. Have you been watching South Park?
No.
It's like, holy shit. I just wanted to get loved up and down by America, and then I won. He's got to deliver now. Yeah. And I guarantee you, there ain't going to be a wall. There will not be a wall. He may build maybe a couple of miles of something here or there, maybe, but probably not.
Well, the wall...
Mexico ain't going to pay for it.
Right. The wall thing, that was just ludicrous to begin with. The Muslim ban and rounding up, that kind of quietly disappeared from his website.
Because it's unconstitutional.
Well, yeah. And he came out yesterday and was like, "Well, we're not gonna repeal Obamacare. We're gonna kind of fix it and amend it.
We're gonna repeal the mandate because that's unfair. Like, the mandate is the only reason that it's even vaguely financially feasible. Yeah. And of course, he's backtracked on that. He's backtracked on basically everything.
And
because even Obama, when he was talking very lofty on the campaign trail, he got into office and went, all right, time to close Gitmo. And what? If he could have done it single-handedly, it would have been closed in the first 100 days. But there are other people.
Yeah.
And there are actual considerations in some of these policies. And you'll go through all the stuff that Trump wanted to do on the campaign trail. Then he gets in and he's like, yeah, you can appeal Obamacare. You could take care of it day one. And then the nation would fucking explode because you're taking away, what do we say? And let's just go ahead and say 10% of everyone's health care, that they couldn't have it without Obamacare.
Yeah.
So I just he'll be impeached or in jail within 18 months. That's my prediction.
I don't know about impeached. I mean, look, you're way more politically plugged in than I am. I'm just going by my observations, which, like I said, you're way deeper than I am. My thought from the outside is that he's just going to get so frustrated he's going to want to step down.
But his ego won't let him, and he will delegate more shit to where he will just be a puppet head. Trust me, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Pence, like Cheney, is going to run the day-to-day.
Yeah.
I mean, and obviously the signs are already there because Chris Christie, future jailbird Chris Christie, has been taken off point on the transition team, and now it's Pence. because Pence wants to put in his people.
Yeah.
His people.
Yeah.
They're saying it's because, well, we're doing it because Pence already has a job, so he won't be angling for something that he wants, like Christie might. Like, no, it's because Pence is going to be running the country, and Pence wants to put in his own people. And quite frankly, there's a good shot that Christie will be, at the very least, mired in legal problems, much like the president himself.
Yeah, doesn't he go
say what you want about Pence, and believe me, I have a lot to say about that motherfucker.
Yeah.
He's got no court cases pending on him.
Right.
He just believes that being gay is a choice, and that you can go to re-education, go to the re-education camps, and become not gay. It's like, okay. I will believe that as soon as you can take a straight person, take them to a different kind of camp, and make them gay.
Yeah.
If you can do that, good, no problem. Just like I will totally accept, if you want to ban abortion, that's fine. Ban it, provided that every single foster kid, adopted, orphan is taken care of. Worry about the ones that are already here, not the ones that could be here. Yeah. And once there's 0 orphanages and everyone's taken care of, then we'll talk. Like the same as, don't pick and choose the Bible. Either you believe the Bible or you don't believe the Bible. Don't pick the ones you like and ignore the ones you don't, and misinterpret other things to fit your sick fucking agenda.
Yeah.
Oh, not safe for work, kids.
Yeah, a little bit.
Not safe for work.
Yeah, I might actually put an explicit tag on this just because. Yeah, and, Pence also has gone on record, and yes, it was a while ago, but there's interviews with him saying that, evolution, it's just a theory. It's not anything that we can prove, which is wrong. And he's also said, well, smoking, there's no proof that it kills anyone, which is just like bash your head against the table.
Well, yeah, he has a point. A cigarette has never flown out of the pack and impaled you in the heart, thus causing your death. That has never happened, Dan.
No, that is true. That is true.
I mean, I'll have to check some of those, Roger Corman Hammer horror films from the 60s and 70s, maybe, but I'm going to go out on here a limb and say no, And that's and that's a good thing that people are aware that every time you take a drag, there's no lawsuits that you're gonna be able to put anymore on the tobacco company. If you're a millennial and you start having health problems in your 30s, like, dude, you grew up in the age of knowing this shit.
Yeah.
With the warnings on the hell in Canada. I dated a girl in Canada for quite a while, and up there, the skull and crossbones and like, you are killing yourself, take up 2/3 of one side of the package.
Yeah.
It's not like, I didn't know it was.
Yeah, that's insane.
It was in the fine print down there. Like, no, it was like a billboard you carried in your freaking pocket. So America's free. You can do whatever you want, but you do so in the full knowledge that you're gonna potentially have problems.
Yeah.
Just 2016
in general has been
Prince and Bowie, and we also lost Leon Russell and a whole host of other people that I've just numbed myself to not even. I mean, Prince and Bowie were just brutal, fucking brutal. You know?
I went through a little bit of a Leonard Cohen phase a couple of years ago, and I listened to a whole bunch of stuff.
Remember the young one? Oh my God, he's alive yet dead yet alive, like Leonard Cohen.
Yeah, and. Leonard Cohen to me was always kind of the Bob Dylan ilk, where he's
the Bob Dylan of Canada.
Yeah.
Well, co-Bob Dylan, because I think Joni Mitchell and, triple co, and then Neil, Canada. We joke about it, but Canada, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I love Canada.
Yeah.
But not enough to leave my country and move there. I may joke about that, but fuck no. I'm not going to let this bullshit happen because, I'm not going to let it. Well, I have to let it happen, but I'm not going to let it, quote unquote, happen to me.
No.
All
the people saying they're moving to Canada, all the people protesting the Electoral College, all the people like inciting violence, that's not helping at all.
No. If you need to blow off some steam with some protests that are not destructive, I support that. I absolutely support that. But when you start throwing rocks on our side or start painting swastikas and say, I'm grabbing your pussy or whatever, that's the thing that I'm really worried about because, whether Trump really is a white supremacist. I think he leans that way, but I don't think he's anywhere near what these other fuckers. I mean, the white supremacists in this country have been completely ignored, except to be condemned by the political establishment. And now they've got some guy that he retweets us occasionally. Yeah, and he doesn't condemn us outright. He kind of
it's tacit
approval. It's like, I'm not going to condemn you, but I'm not approving you, so it's kind of like wink and a nod. And
I don't even think it's that. It's just not condemning, and they take that as,
hey, that's better than we've been getting.
Right. They take that as, hey, he didn't shut us down. So
exactly. It's like, hey, we used to be getting slapped in the face, and now we're just getting our noses flicked. So that's a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
And a lot of these disaffected white people are thinking like, all right, now it's time to be mean to the gays and the brown people
we're allowed
and the Muslims.
to.
I'm like, fuck no, man. No. I'm going to, I tell you, after the election fervor has died down a bit, I'm seriously looking into, I believe there's a mosque right here in my town in the neighborhood of Atlanta where we record, and I'm gonna like, hey, if you're having events and you need security, don't spend your money. Call me. I will. I'm not gonna go out and find white supremacists to beat the shit out of them, but I will gladly do it if they try to attack people that are gay or transgender or Muslim or basically anybody being attacked by white supremacists. Name whatever, minority you can think of, like, Pacific Islander on the French side with a touch of Creole, whatever, like, fine. They are attacking you, so therefore I hate them and I will defend you from them.
I hate Illinois Nazis.
I'm going to go ahead and just stretch that out across, I don't know, the globe.
Yes.
Although I will say this, thank God for Nazis. Wait for it. Because Indiana Jones is always at his best when he's fighting Nazis.
Absolutely, yeah.
And Mel Brooks is at his finest when he's insulting and caricaturing Nazis.
Yeah.
That's I never get upset when people bring up or use Nazi imagery or history to degrade or insult that, because it has to be remembered, but it cannot be revered. It has to be made fun of so that people understand, because you can't get the joke unless you know what the Nazis did. So as long as people are getting the joke, they understand this is the history. We understand that. So fuck these people.
Yeah.
I support that.
There's a great sketch show from Britain called That Mitchell and Webb Look, and it's
comedy from where now?
From Britain, of all places. Believe it or not, there was an actual comedy show that came out of Britain. Yeah, but.
Do they do comedy? I thought we are not amused. I thought they were just perpetually not amused since Victorian times. And tell me more.
It's Rob Webb and David Mitchell and Olivia Colman was on there, and it's just literally one of the first sketches on the first episode. It was a bunch of Nazis, and they're sitting around, and David Mitchell was playing this one Nazi, and he keeps looking around, and he finally pulls one to the other side, and it's like, Klaus, are we the baddies? We've got skulls right here on our uniforms. Something's wrong. It's very funny. Look it up.
I like that. I take every opportunity I can to piss on the Nazis. The one place where I draw the line, at least in the shit I post on my personal Facebook page, is I don't let the Nazi symbol be on my. I don't care.
Any way. Yeah.
I just don't. The closest I've ever gotten to it is the hammers from The Wall, because that was directly.
Oh, of course.
It was referencing that to make a point. But as far as, and I feel bad. I believe it's a Sanskrit symbol. I believe is it Hindu? I want to say.
I forget. I've read a bunch
Hindu,
of different
Buddhism. I can't.
Yeah.
But it's something that Hitler co-opted, and it's a sacred symbol to these people. It's almost as like if, I don't know, some horrible world power rose and used the cross as its, as much as I'm, not
affiliated,
not affiliated with the Christian church, I'd be like, that sucks, dude. That was your symbol.
Yeah.
I mean, and now these other people are making it theirs, and they're doing horrible things with your symbol.
Yes.
And so that's well, they draw it this way. And like, hey, listen, people can't tell the difference between a 5-pointed star and a pentagram.
Yes,
people don't. They don't get the nuances.
Well, even the nuances,
not even nuances. They're two different things.
Well,
but you think it's the same thing,
right? But the problem is once it's taken over by the evil side of it, you can't use it no matter what. I mean, you don't run into a lot of guys named Adolf anymore.
No,
there aren't many.
The Hitler surname is making a comeback. Never.
Yeah. Originally, and this is apropos of nothing. Harpo Marx.
Yeah.
His name is Adolf. He was.
Was it really?
Yeah. It was. Groucho is Julius. Chico is Leonard, and Harpo, his name was Adolf, until about the mid-30s when he changed it to Arthur.
I fully support that. It's kind of like somebody who was, let's say, born in 1955 and was given the name, Michael Jackson. And then all of a sudden, as you're going through school, all of a sudden there's this new group called the Jackson 5. Yeah. And then I was like, motherfucker. And every once in a while you get these stories like, meet the real Bart Simpson. Here he is living in bumfuck Arkansas.
Yeah, there was a news story with a guy whose life was ruined because his name was Taylor Swift. Oh, God. It's like, you poor son of a bitch.
And, I feel because that's completely has nothing to do
it's
with
just
them.
Coincidence.
It's not like they brought that on. They're like, I'm changing my name to Vermin Supreme to get attention. Like, no, I was born with the name Vermin Supreme.
Yeah. I wish he was on the ballot. I would have.
There's baby pictures of me with a little baby boot on my head. Yeah,
and a pony.
Exactly.
Pony.
Oh gosh. And boy, after the awfulness of the Bush years and how disrespected and just laughed at we were in the world. Oh my God, I'd go back and live in that time easily, because people around the world now, they look at they've always thought that, by and large, Americans are kind of dumb and reactionary.
The ugly American.
And the ugly American, exactly. Yeah. But, but they elected Obama and they're doing so. That's okay. Now they look over and go, oh shit. I guess that's what they are.
Yeah.
I mean, I plan to do some traveling, hopefully, in the next 3 to 5 years. I ain't going to move to Canada, but I sure as hell going to put a Canadian flag on my pack or whatever. I don't want people to look at me like, oh, he's one of those Americans.
Right.
Seriously. Right. I mean, I'm not leaving my country. I'm proud of, well, I don't want to say I'm proud of my country, at least not right now. I'm dedicated to my country, Other people that want to leave, you know what?
I think no, they shouldn't leave. We gotta stay and fight.
Yeah.
If we leave, it will turn into
exactly.
That.
Oh yeah.
It'll turn into idiocracy.
Oh gosh.
More
Mountain Dew for everybody.
Right. Exactly. Mm-hmm. I heard, I was listening to a radio show and right after the election, and they said it's kind of what it is. It's the Kardashian effect, where
I saw him on the TV looky box for all those years. I want him to be my president.
No qualifications, just ramping up and.
We're
in that society.
He took a $200 million loan from his daddy and built a great corporation. I mean, only 4 bankruptcies and like 200 plus lawsuits. Have you done better? All right then.
It depends on how you look at it. I think so. Yeah.
I'm proud to say I have had no bankruptcies.
No, none at all. None whatsoever. And no pending court cases either.
No pending court cases. And my pappy gave me a quick, kick in the ass out the door and said, "There's your inheritance. Get the fuck out of the world and do what you do." I just, it's already been proven everywhere that he's just completely horrible.
Well,
but here's the thing. Campaign Trump and governing Trump, I think, are going to be different.
He has to be.
Well, it already has been. When he gave his victory speech, he was fucking magnanimous about it.
Well,
and I think maybe it's, this is something that's been a fear of his throughout this whole thing, like, holy shit, what if I win? He's playing to the worst of America, and now he has to govern all of America.
Everybody, yeah.
And as much as he has diarrhea of the mouth and just can't shut the fuck up for 5 seconds and gather a thought together. Remember when Obama, he's always on the teleprompter. Why can't he? Hey, Trump's on the teleprompter now. Good. Like, thanks, Sean Hannity, you fucking asshole.
Yeah.
The double standards are just going to wow everybody. And it will be completely lost on Hannity and most of the people.
Just be whitewashed away.
It'd be like, hey, remember when it was a treason to disagree with Bush about the war, because you're disloyal?
Yeah.
Like, disagreeing with your government is a part of
a fundamental right.
Abso-freaking-lutely.
First freaking amendment to the Constitution.
Exactly.
We can say that. Two points about that. One, my theory on the whole campaign was the more ridiculous insanity that he spewed was him.
I dare you.
No.
I dare you to keep loving me.
Yeah, no, it's like, this is my way out. I just have to keep saying crazier shit so that I don't get elected.
Which is what they've been doing on South Park.
Yeah.
He's like, oh shit, I could win this thing. We're going to deport all Muslims. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, no, that's horrible. Why?
Exactly. Like, it's so backfired on him. And the other thing is, I think what's really going to tear everything apart is that he cannot do any of the things he said, so he's going to fall into that whole establishment thing, and his base,
it'll be perceived as establishment,
right? But his base, he's the one, he's going to turn on them, and they're either going to, it's either going to fall into the hypocrisy of, well, he couldn't do what he's been held down by the Congress, which is not going to happen.
You have all three branches of government. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, you own every fucking thing that happens.
Right.
Okay? But within reason, because there's certain things that happened under Obama's watch that had nothing to do with Obama whatsoever.
Right.
But because he was the president, the buck stops with him. And to a certain point, I agree with that. But the conservative party, the Republicans, that side, gives all the credit to anyone but Obama, and all the blame squarely on Obama.
Right.
When he had nothing to do with either this good thing that happened or this bad thing that happened.
Yeah.
They're trying to, associate some random shooting, the Florida nightclub shooting. Yep, that was Obama. Yep. Well, it's Obama's America. I'm like, no. What? What do you think? Well, because he didn't do this over there, then they came and they did this and they were empowered.
And he created ISIS and what?
Yeah. That was one of the great little memes there. Like, look how brave Donald is being. He's sitting there in the Oval Office facing off and shaking hands with a man who created ISIS.
Yeah.
What a brave man he is.
I still want to post something about... wow, Obama's really playing the long game on that coming to get your guns thing. I mean, he's only got a couple weeks left.
It's like, dude, you got
any second now. You better hold on. Here they come.
Yep, you got about, what have we got, about 8 weeks left? 8 or 9 weeks left? It's like, and of course, it'll be, again, whitewashed. It'll go down the memory hole.
Yeah.
Flensed from all cognizant
But that's
recall.
my thing, is that at some point, the people who voted for him are going to have to go. But wait a minute. When are they going to deport all the Muslims? And when are they going to build the wall? And when are they going to do that? And he's not going to do any of it. And the snotty ass
down
Republicans,
the memory hole.
Yeah.
There will be some people that are upset, and that's where we get these shifts in the balance in government or in the occupant of the White House.
Uh-huh.
But as long as you speak to their worst inclinations, the devil on both of their shoulders, they'll be like, okay, we got burned before, but we'll believe you now. Yeah. I mean, the Republicans have had the opportunity, at least on the legislative side, to completely ban abortion many, many times when they had the power in the legislative branch. They didn't do it.
Yeah.
They didn't do it. And when there was no veto in the White House, they didn't do it. They gave it lip service because it's a good campaign issue. Because once you ban it, then all of a sudden, their coalition just kind of gets a little more diffused. Just kind of spreads like, oh, we won the abortion battle? Yeah. All right, well, fuck all y'all. I'm going to go, talk to Jesus in the sky, and that's all there is to that. So that issue is going to be going around forever.
Just stuff like, I was reading a thing today and they were like, remember when they were up in arms about Michelle Obama, having bare arms and doing push-ups or whatever?
I've seen Melania's cooch.
Right.
It's on Facebook.
Yeah, but that's okay. That's all right.
That's right, because she's white. Fuck you, people.
And again,
I tell you, if Michelle Obama ran for Congress, I'm moving to whatever state she's running in because I want to support her.
Yeah.
I mean, not because in retribution to this election, but she's a class fucking act.
Absolutely.
A class act. I mean, even just.
Like like I've been saying the whole time, can you imagine if, Barack Obama was giving a speech with his 5 children by 3 different women?
3 divorces, cheated on all 3 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. It's the double standard.
It's unbelievable.
I know.
It's maddening.
I know. And you know what? Hats off. Kudos to President Obama for understanding that's the perception and not trying to fight it in the sense that, hey, if I want to be angry, I'm going to be angry. And if you call me angry black man, so be. He's like, nope. I'm not giving you ammunition.
No.
I'm doing my job. I'm not going to play into any of the stereotypes that you're just waiting to see what happens, waiting for it so you can pounce on me. I'm doing my job. Maybe privately I'm going, oh, these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
But with every reason or right to do it, I'm very curious how he's going to conduct himself post,
I can't wait for his book, man.
I think the book, the book he comes out with, which I'm sure will happen but you know what project he's said he's working on after? Yeah. He is working on the same project that the Republicans did previously, in that trying to overturn state houses to turn them from red to blue, to get the House of Representatives more in balance with the beliefs of the country, ungerrymandered districts, basically getting the bench filled up for the Democrats. Because right now, aside from Michelle Obama and Elizabeth Warren, who the fuck is out there for the top job? I support Elizabeth Warren 2020.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm ready. I'd vote. I would have rather have voted for Elizabeth Warren for president than Hillary, to be honest.
Absolutely.
With you.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I supported Hillary. I voted for Hillary. I was not enthusiastic about it because I didn't personally,
And honestly,
it's nothing to do with her being a woman. I'm just like, so much baggage and a lot of it bullshit. A lot of it complete bullshit.
Yeah.
But I just didn't care for the woman. But I supported her.
Honestly, she made huge mistakes in that.
Oh yeah.
Not, if she would have announced Elizabeth Warren as her VP.
Oh, that it would game over.
Announced Bernie as her VP. Boom.
But it's the same mistake that Gore made with Clinton. Clinton came out of office with huge approval ratings, but because of Cigargate and all this other shit with Monica Lewinsky, he didn't utilize him on the campaign trail, and Gore won the election but lost.
Right.
And I think that Hillary's thinking was, a double female ticket? I don't know if I could, put. And quite frankly, Elizabeth Warren is far more important right now in the Senate.
Yeah, yeah.
If it had been Clinton Sanders, ooh, that would have been really good.
Yeah,
that would have been good.
First of all, it would be an unprecedented move. And it would.
Why would it be unprecedented?
Well, has it ever happened before? What,
female at the?
No. I mean,
it happens. A rival?
Yeah.
It happens all the time.
Does it? Okay.
Oh, all the time.
Okay.
That's what Reagan did with Bush Senior. No, it happens all the time.
Okay.
It's like, we fought on the thing, but, I see your base of support. I see my base of support together.
And just
we got this.
Strategy-wise, it would have been...
Yeah. Oh, good grief. Yes.
But I think it was...
Because Bernie on the top of the ticket with somebody else probably would have beaten Trump because they both spoke to the same dissatisfaction and anger with certain economic issues.
Yeah.
Trump spoke to the same thing, of course, with absolutely no policy. I mean, he basically promised, cotton candy and unicorns to everybody, and then he gets elected, and like people, unicorns don't exist. How are you gonna,
Yeah.
So he's got to come up with a donkey with a fucking ice cream waffle cone stuck to its head and go, huh? Come on.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of how much he'll be forgiven by his.
That's what I mean.
By his basket of deplorables. Yeah. Sorry, I totally agree with you, Hillary. That is dumb fucking stagecraft. That is bad theater there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that's 47% Romney bad? Was it 43, 47% bad? But that was up there. It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, but
there are truths that you say out loud, and then there are truths that you say quietly amongst friends.
And that's the thing. That's the other bite in the ass of the whole election thing is that she was really hard to support, and she made really dumb fucking mistakes because she just assumed, like everybody else did, that she had it in the bag.
Let's say, I'm running against this guy? Fucking, I could, I could do Girls Gone Wild and be like, whatever the fuck, you gonna vote for him? And America went, yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Well, let me rephrase that. Just under half of America that voted said yeah. She won the popular vote, and they're still tabulating. This is another 2000. Now, there wasn't a hanging Chad, one state holding it up, but Gore won the popular vote, but lost the Electoral College.
Yeah.
Same thing with Clinton.
Yep.
She won the popular vote.
Yeah.
And now there's talk about getting rid of the Electoral College, but that takes a constitutional amendment. And, when can you ever get 3/4 of the states to agree on
anything?
Fucking, the sky is blue, let alone, because of Trump, the sky will become kind of a dingy gray. Well, because climate change, people have voted. Climate change doesn't exist. And environmental policy, it's too strict.
Yeah.
We could take some more pollution.
Yeah.
Our lungs are okay. We'll be just fine. Yeah. I've been on the fence about whether I want to have kids. Let me tell you, this election makes me definitely,
not in the next 4 years at least.
It's like I'm gonna start not friending anybody under the age of 30 now, so that when I'm old and dying, I don't have to worry about my young friends that are that are going to suffer. And if I don't have kids, I don't have to worry about them and my grandchildren. I don't have to worry about them. It's like, nope, all the people I love will be dying within, a decade or two of me because I've shut everyone else out, and that'll be fine. Seriously, I mean, that's the impulse.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's going to happen, but that's the impulse. It's like, I don't want to have any, have any love or respect for anybody that's going to have to suffer horribly under, I just want to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm going to walk up to a 25-year-old and spit in their face and go, good luck in your dystopian future, motherfucker. I'll be dead. But
hey, millennials, you were right about us,
Yeah. Oh, we're the white American. Really, I used to say white American males, but Trump won white American females.
Yeah, that's...
Now that's only because Clinton totally ran away with educated white American females, but uneducated. And I'm not saying that a college degree is the deciding factor whether you're, educated or not.
No.
I don't have degrees coming out of my ass, but I consider myself to be somewhat educated.
Right.
But by and large, that's how you're able to measure it in the grand scope of, political polling. I'm glad I'm not working for a polling firm. Oh God, pollsters, you motherfuckers. Anyway, but yeah, Trump ran away with people who never went to college.
Right.
And I'm not saying that that's an indication that they weren't politically plugged in, because maybe they completely were. But it's...
Again, I think it's the reality television,
Hey, look, I'm voting for my favorite actor to be president. I mean, hell, how do we get Schwarzenegger? Jesse Ventura. Although Jesse Ventura, the few policies that I was aware of what he did up there in Minnesota, I'm like, yeah, that's sensible. He did some sensible stuff up there.
Schwarzenegger, not so much. He wrecked that economy of California.
And guess what? It took an old hippie in his 70s, Jerry Brown, Governor Moonbeam. Was it Moonbeam? Moonbeam. It's like, and he's gotten California in much, much, much better shape.
Yeah.
And now that they've voted for pot... Let's look at some bright sides to this election. There are a couple.
Yeah, there are a few.
If you dig through all the manure, you're going to find a couple diamonds.
Okay.
Kamala Harris is going to the Senate.
Yep.
There's a mayor that's going to be the first transgender mayor. I can't remember where it's going to be though.
Okay.
And we have there's 4 women of color. One I think is going to be the first Latina senator.
Yeah.
So it's not all. It's 99% bad, but there are some bright spots. I think Florida approved medical marijuana, but not recreational marijuana.
Right.
It's a gateway, Dan.
Yeah,
it's a gateway. Everyone in Florida is like, I don't feel good.
Like everybody in California was for the last 10 years.
Exactly. And now it's recreational. And I'm surprised they approved it, because look at Colorado. Oh my gosh, the hellscape. My gosh, all that tax revenue, and they've had to rebate taxes to people because they brought in too much money.
Yeah.
And
well, here's the thing.
And deaths from opioid abuse have just absolutely dropped.
Yeah.
Because people want to numb themselves, and if you can numb yourself with something that's not going to kill you, people will probably choose that.
Well, here's the thing: California was in such bad financial shape that this was almost the only shot they had. I'm not going to say it's a panacea, but it's a panacea. Well,
Governor Brown's like, thank you. Now I can get some shit really fucking done, because this,
it's going to be such a boon to the economy. They can actually stabilize and get their act together.
Absolutely.
And it isn't going to destroy the world, people.
Look at Colorado. It's been absolutely a hellscape since never.
Since never.
Yeah. It's, it's like,
It's I don't even use it myself, and it's like, just go. It's fine. It's it's less worse than alcohol.
That's right. I mean, it is possible to be stupid when, driving while high.
Oh yeah.
But I would say it's probably easier to drive while you are buzzed than it is driving when you are drunk.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of which I have never done either, asterisk. So, and here's the great thing. California by itself, which there's been talk like, hey, we're going to secede and join up with Canada. Like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, stop doing that shit. That doesn't help us.
We're going to get Oregon and Washington, and we're going to join up with Canada.
It's every bit as dumb as when Texas said it was
exactly.
Gonna do it.
It's just like,
dumb
stop
fuckers.
it.
Knock it off.
We're 50 states, suck it up. I'm gonna suck deep and hard on the Trump administration for 4 years, or until until it becomes the Pence administration. Yeah, because he goes, I just want to grab pussy in my free time and
play golf,
and
be on TV at my rallies.
And he's the oldest president. He's the oldest president that's ever been elected.
Is he really?
Yep, oldest. Because I think Reagan was about a year younger. I think it was 69 when he went into office. So it's not by much, but he is officially the oldest.
Right.
And before anyone gets too excited about things, as much as my animal brain really would love to see Trump eat a bullet, I do not want that.
No, of course not.
Do not want that. Do not want that. I mean, my reflex is fuck that guy. I hope someone takes him out.
No, I want him to live and fail spectacularly.
Exactly.
That's what I want. Nothing irks me more, okay? Nothing on earth irks me more than fucking arrogance.
Yep.
Especially
and he's got
unfounded.
it. Well, we're gonna replace Obamacare with something fabulous. Like, okay,
Yeah.
you said fabulous, bring the fabulous.
Right.
We're gonna bring all these steel jobs back. Oh, are you? Are you really?
Yeah.
Okay, come on.
Especially that where we're going to do this and people are going to love me and, not saying anything and having no talent or skill at anything.
After the honeymoon period is over and people are like, you promised, hey, we're mad at you. Oh, what? I'm not getting my, my
approval
my
ratings?
metaphorical dick sucked by the American populace anymore. Well, this isn't fun. I'm going to let, he may resign without resigning. He'd be like, I'm still the president. Pence.
That part of it scares me, but I want him to crash and burn hard. I don't want him to take the country with him.
Now that's
the scary
That's
part.
the difference because, we have to be very careful because when Obama got elected, Rush Limbaugh said, I want him to fail. And he didn't clarify that he want his policies to fail and not America to fail.
Yeah.
We don't want America to fail. We want America to weather this. And you know what? Hey, we may be surprised. There may be one or two things where like, I was expecting, to have my nuts pulled out through my asshole and then pushed out a window. And instead, he just slapped me in the face. That's good by comparison.
Yes.
Seriously. I mean, you say, everyone loves Pope Frank. He's still a Catholic Pope.
Oh, yeah.
He says a lot of things that are very good. I'm like, I love this Pope by comparison.
Yes.
He's still, women can't be priests and the gays are,
they're
not as bad as we thought they were, but still.
Yeah, don't do that.
Right.
Yeah.
So, condoms, Jesus would cry,
Yeah.
So by comparison, there may be instances where Trump does something or the Trump administration does something and you're like, I dislike it, as opposed to it cuts me to the absolute core of my being. Oh my God, what is,
Yeah.
So there may be moments like that. I have a feeling there will be because the whole Republican establishment is falling in line behind him as, I can't in good conscience vote for Trump. Oh, he's president now? Hey, how's it going, buddy?
Yeah.
And they've got agendas, and we know that Trump is very pliable. Oh, he'll believe this or believe that, or at least publicly. And there's a lot of people with a lot of evil agendas. You know what stocks skyrocketed when Trump won
What?
the next day? Private prison stock. Yeah, Obama was phasing that out at the federal level. I wish he had started earlier so it would have been completely phased out.
Yeah.
But there's still the state level. Medical stocks, war, armaments, that's, I really thought the market, at least in America, was going to crash.
Well,
My retirement fund is better shape now than it has ever been.
Right.
Because basically business goes, oh, wow. So fuck the environment and fuck being fair to workers. We're gonna do really well. And the stocks went right the hell up. Yeah. Now, I'd rather lose half my value and have workers treated fairly and have the earth not be continually assaulted by, what's left of the EPA after Trump gets done with it.
Yeah.
So another reason why I'm just not too keen on having kids right now. I mean, seriously. And that could change in 4 years. Elizabeth Warren could say, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm running.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling that she would win.
Yeah.
I mean, at least in this climate, who knows what the country and the world is going to be like.
We can't say, but...
Oh, we can say, we just probably won't be right.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I was looking at the same polls everyone else was, like, oh man, she's gonna get like over 300 electoral votes. We're gonna totally take the Senate back. The Supreme Court's gonna be protected. At best, or at least at worst, I guess in this situation, he's going to get at least one appointment because Garland's not going to be approved.
Right.
Unless Obama takes this extrajudicial, not really extrajudicial, but this uncommon step to appoint a Supreme Court justice during a recess, which he can do, but I don't think he's going to.
I don't know.
There's been a lot of times when Obama had the power to do something, and everyone agreed, and he goes, because the ramifications would be such.
Yeah, but he has kind of been on the no fucks left to give tour
exactly.
over the last couple of weeks,
yes.
And I want to see what he pulls out of his ass the next couple of weeks.
Oh my gosh, if he was able to get Garland in and he's okay to some of the Republicans. So it's not like he might be another Kennedy in the sense that you think he's going to go one way, but he becomes kind of a swing vote because Kennedy was appointed by a Republican, but he has not been a reliably Republican/conservative vote on the Supreme Court.
Okay.
He was the one that said, "Yay for gays." He could have gone the other way because he was a Republican appointee. So, that's one thing that they're not going to be able to attack. Gay marriage is here. End of fucking story.
Yeah.
I mean,
he
never really addressed that. That wasn't a campaign thing
at all. So that's at least one good thing,
right? Exactly. And you want to see people right? I mean, I will.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I think it's safe to say that the policy of this podcast is that if you're a person of color, if you are LGBTQ asterisk for all the trans,
whatever
Muslim. It's like, hey, listen, just because I don't adhere to your particular religion, I don't want to see you suffer.
No,
I don't want to see Christians suffer.
I don't want to see anybody
just
suffer.
Do your religion and be happy and let it give you happiness and community, and don't try to put your religion on me through laws. That's it.
Yeah.
Yes. If the law of the land currently says a woman has a right to abortion, but your particular religion says no,
don't get an abortion.
Then don't get an abortion. Same thing with gay marriage. Don't marry a guy. Don't marry a girl if you're of the same sex. And we're good. We're good. I support your right not to have an abortion and not to gay marry if that's what you want to do. Don't tell me. Yeah. Don't tell me to do that.
If your religion says you can't do something, what does that have to do with me?
Yeah. Well, this country was founded as a Christian nation. No. Hey, you want to go through all these quotes from the founding fathers that you basically, stroke your member to?
Right.
The founding fathers were so wise. Yeah, well, listen to what the fuck they said. Don't be like the Bible where you go, well, he said that, but God also said this. So we're going to pick and choose the one time that Thomas Jefferson had a nice thing to say about Christianity and use that as like the linchpin in your argument, when there's 70 other things when he wasn't busy banging his slaves he had to say against Christianity.
We were talking about that the other day because we were watching the Hamilton's America, which was...
I need to see that.
That was fantastic.
But then again, I haven't jumped on the Hamilton train because I have only heard a little bit of the music. I understand it's a phenomenon. I just haven't experienced it, so I haven't jumped on.
Yeah, we've listened to the soundtrack a bunch of times.
Kind of like Stranger Things.
Yes.
I have just last night watched the first episode.
Okay, we'll get to that because we got to talk about something positive on this show.
Puppies and kittens. Well, I've only watched one episode, so I'm just now getting on board the Stranger Train, and we'll see where it takes me.
Well, we were watching because I bought Courtney the Hamilton soundtrack for Christmas.
Of course you did.
Of course I did because had to. It is a phenomenon, and we were way behind everybody. So okay, I got to see it, and it's as brilliant as everybody says.
Good.
It's as brilliant. So there's a PBS.
And what makes it brilliant?
The writing.
Yes, the writing.
The music. Lin-fucking-Manuel.
Yeah, but without the writing, the music is just fucking Deltron 3030. The instrument. Oh, sorry. Deep reference. Continue.
Yeah, I didn't even catch that one.
No.
But
Wu-Tang.
They did a documentary called Hamilton's America because
this is the PBS one.
Yes.
I know everyone's raving about it.
Well, they did one on In the Heights too, which is where he came from. He wrote a show called In the Heights, and they basically followed him for the first year of writing Hamilton up to opening night.
Did they?
Yes.
So
this is before
they were documenting it.
Yes, they were.
That is nice. It's almost like the team that documents, we're doing something for some extras on the DVD, and the film ends up becoming more popular than fucking Citizen Kane.
Yeah,
and you're like, we were there. Well, we were on the set. We talked with the people in real time. Yeah, that is cool.
We're doing a documentary on this guy Edward Snowden, and he drops the fucking bomb on the documentary.
Hey, we didn't run out of time, but the election results have produced another hanging Chad, so I'm going to go console his family. We'll do part 2 next week.
The 9 Billion Names of Pod was conceived, written, and performed by Michael Reed and Dan Bauman, with Abdul Beni Hassan as the sound of splintering wood. Research, transportation, and exasperated looks by Courtney Lohner. Technical assistance by Cubase, Pro Tools, Skynet, QLab, Deep Thought, Big Brother, and Eddie, your shipboard computer. Financial consideration provided by the Wayne Foundation, Stark Industries, the Piranha Brothers, and LexCorp. Legal counsel by the offices of Howard and Fine. At this point, I'm just voting for Nixon's head next year. Our intro music was written by Tim Akers. This podcast was sponsored by Deep Shag Records and is a production of Audio Primate. Throw us a couple stars on iTunes, why don't you? Check us out on dadsgarageradio.net. Listen, watch on YouTube. Listen on SoundCloud. Stream us on Stitcher. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Or email us, comlink@billionpod.com. And until this happens again, I'm Dan Bauman.
I'm Michael Reed.
LOZ.
Audio Primate.